once again for the renegade master. Back 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 once again for the renegade master.
Hello, my little renegades, and we are back. And what are we back and getting into? We are back into the Ultimatum Queer Love episode 3. So, as I left off from the last one, we all know that they're still having their dinner. We know who they've picked, and they've gone through their choices. So after they go through the choices, they then go to the flats and they live with the people that they've picked for 3 weeks out of that time. So let's start with Lexi and Mal. Basically, they're kind of like getting on like a house on fire, do you know what I mean? And Lexi's already saying to Mal that, you know, she's glad that she picked Mal and she's glad that she's going through this experience with Mal and that she wouldn't have it any other way. She talked a little bit about, you know, person who shall not be named, Voldemort Vanessa, in terms of her motives and what her motives may be, and especially in picking Ray. And basically Mal was just saying that like she liked the fact that Lexi read Vanessa like a book. I like the fact that Lexi read Vanessa like a book. Lexi sees through her bullshit. Let's just get it right there. Lexi sees right through Voldemort Vanessa's bullshit. I'm here for it and I bloody love it. Absolutely love it. The only people that I see that don't really see through her bullshit is Xander and Ray, because they literally were defending her ass at that dinner table. And as I've already said, when people jump in and start defending her, especially when it comes to Xander defending her, she gets this freaking smirk on her face. And I'm just like, I don't understand how nobody else is seeing this. How nobody else is seeing her behaviour. And again, of course, I've gone on to Voldemort Vanessa when I'm trying to talk about the other couples as well. So forgive me. But as you already know, I really don't avoid Vanessa at all. But yous lot, as I always say, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, episode 3 is really just going to be literally a short episode. Episode 4, I've got a lot to talk about, because a lot happens, and that will be up tomorrow. So as I always keep saying, make sure you subscribe, make sure you put your notifications on so you know when I do another video and when I'm coming back up again. So we know that Ossie is paired with Mildred, and Ossie basically said to Mildred that she's grateful that Mildred picked her. And then Mildred gets a little bit upset because she knows through this process it's either she's issued the ultimatum, so at the end of it all it's either you ask the person to marry you, they're saying yes or no. If they say a no, it's kind of a case of that relationship is over, and they could end up going home with the person that they've lived with previously for the 3 weeks. Now with Ossie and Mildred, I don't see that happening at all. I don't see that happening at all. Even though Mildred did say to Ossie, like, you know, she's crying because she issued the ultimatum and she might have to leave here single, or she might choose to go be with Ossie. My girl, you ain't going with Ossie. You know you ain't going with Ossie. At the end of the day, everybody had already paid off. The only 2 people that were left standing were Tiff and Mildred and Ossie and Sam. So those were the only 2 that they really could really speak to in that sense. So I know, Mildred, Ossie is not your type and you know it. You ain't going home with Ossie. You will either get engaged to Tiff or you're going home single. That's I think that's the only choices for Mildred, to be fair. So then we go to Sam and Tiff, and they're having their conversations, because, you know, it is their trial marriages. You know what I keep thinking of though, is the fact that, you know, they keep calling their partners that they came with, who they issued the ultimatum to, exes. So my thing is when you put that terminology on the person that you've now declared as an ex, that kind of means with the new person, anything kind of goes. Now, you let me know what you think in the comments. But for me personally, in this show, I don't think it's technically an ex. That's still your partner. That's still the person you've been with for nigh on X amount of years. That's still the person you're going to be in love with at the end of the day. So my thing is I would more than likely be respectful of the relationship that I came in with. I'd be hyped that I'm getting to know a new person, but then I'm kind of thinking, how far do I want to take this? And if I do take it to the extent that some people take it to, does it classify as cheating? That's what I'd like to know. You let me know in the comments if that would then classify as cheating, because you are going through this process together in order to learn about each other, in order to see what should stay the same about yourself, what should change in your relationships, and what you can learn something new to bring in that you've probably never thought of before with the person that you're going through that relationship with. Do you hear what I'm saying? But anyway, so you got Tiff and Sam talking. Tiff basically has a beautiful husky called Shiloh, and I think she was going to go pick up her dog. And I'm going to call this bit dog gate, and you will know why as I go along. Anyway, so Tiff wants to go pick up her dog because that's her fur baby. And I know how people feel about their fur babies. If I had a dog, I'd be the bloody same too. So I know how people feel about their fur babies. But I have certain amount of rules when it comes to the fur babies, like in terms of getting on furniture or sleeping in the bed. So Tiff is used to having Shiloh at the bottom of the bed. Now, bearing in mind, this is a new person you've moved into. This is a trial marriage that you're doing with this person. So you have to take on board their wants and needs as well. So Sam didn't say that she didn't like pets. Remember that. Sam didn't say that she didn't like dogs. All Sam was concerned about is she doesn't like anything heavy laying on the bottom of her feet when she's asleep, which is okay enough. But you would have thought that Sam had literally got a hot poker and shoved it up Tiff's bum, to be fair, with the way that she reacted, because she then turned around and said that she was feeling nervous in terms of Sam and her dog, and that she was hesitant in bringing her dog in. And if it came down to it, Tiff said that she will sleep on the sofa with her dog because she doesn't want anybody around her dog that doesn't like dogs. Now, Sam didn't say that though, Tiff. Sam did not say that. And I think this is where stuff happens, where she misconstrues stuff, especially when it comes to Tiff and Mildred. They're used to getting fiery with each other. They're used to getting fiery with each other and breaking up every other bloody week and then getting back together. But Sam is quite a quiet person. She's quite a quiet person and says what she needs to say. But she also is able to take a step back and give people their space. But I don't know how Tiff is going to work within that dynamic and within that relationship when she's a bit of a hothead herself. But as I said, you let me know in the comments. I'm actually hoping you have been watching the show. Seriously, been watching the show, because the last bits of the ultimatum are coming on the 7th of June, and we'll definitely be talking about those. But I digress, so we shall get back. So then we come to Yoli and Xander, and as again, they're getting on like a house on fire. They're just they've meshed very well with each other, And as Yoli said, the ultimatum is about choosing yourself in terms of how you want your wants and needs fulfilled. But my thing is if you're giving someone an ultimatum, and it's a major ultimatum, it's either we get married or the relationship is done. Do you know what I mean? So that's a lot of pressure on someone. That is a lot of pressure to put somebody under. So it's kind of like, am I gonna go gung-ho, full-ho into this person that I'm with for 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna go back to my partner and then try and make it work with them for 3 weeks? But then what happens at the end of that? Who's asking who to get married, and who's gonna say yes and who's gonna say no? We don't know right now. But right at the end of all the episodes, once I've done them, before we get to the actual ultimatums, then I'll do a little prediction. But you can let me know what you feel in regards to that. So then we get on to Voldemort Vanessa and Sunshine Ray. That's their names. Voldemort Vanessa and Sunshine Ray. Anyway, so I still think Vanessa's doing the most. She's doing the most. Absolutely doing the most. And it just felt like watching them two together in the flats and stuff, like certain things that they were going, it just felt awkward, like hella awkward. And especially with Ray, because Ray's very standoffish. She doesn't go full on into everything like that, whereas Vanessa's very explosive and she's very up in your face, in your personal space. But as I already said with Vanessa, it's always me, I in that sense. And I don't think she will read her partner very well, to be fair. She doesn't with Xander. So what makes us think she's going to do it with Ray? She's going to have a miraculous freaking turnabout. Do you know what I mean? So then we see that everyone's getting comfortable with themselves. I really, truly feel that Ray is kind of overwhelmed with Vanessa. But as I said, it's what you chose. You chose to do this ultimatum, this experiment with Vanessa. So let the cards fall where they may at the end of the day, because Lexi's already done warned you. It's time for Ray to find out what Voldemort Vanessa is really like. But as again, you can all let me know what you think in the comments. If you've watched the program or if you have any questions, then you let me know what you think in the comments in regards to Voldemort Vanessa and the relationship between Ray, and even the relationship between the others, and what you think. So it goes back to Yoli and Xander, and let's just say I haven't got a fan, so I have to use my hands and fan myself. Because what happens next is Yoli decides to get a massage from Xander, because Xander's apparently very good with her hands. So my only gripe is the bloody camera angles. I mean, you're massaging her thigh. Why do we have to get a direct shot up Yoli's foo-foo? Why? Please, Netflix or whoever did the video recording for the ultimatum, why are we having a direct line to the channel that beef? We don't need to see that. We don't need to see it, to be fair. We can see that she's giving her a good massage, and Yoli's loving it. She liking it. But I don't need to see her foof. I really don't need to see the direction of her foo-foo. Do you know what I mean? Or as I say, a close-up version of her cooch magooch. Anyway, she was talking about how she was supporting Mal to leading up in terms of touching her, and how easy it is with Xander. Like she was working up to Mal touching her on the shoulder, but didn't like Mal like grabbing her hand. Whereas with Xander, she wants to hold her hand. She wants that connection with her. So as I said before, with Yoli, this is what Mal was talking about. That Yoli is a serial monogamist when it comes to other people. Mal wants to know what is different about her, because at the end of the day, Mal is saying that she don't want to get married. She's not saying that she don't want to get married, but she'd like to have a house. She'd like to at least be set up financially for when the children come. She'd like basically all her ducks in a row before she says yes. But she's also quite sensitive in the fact that she wants to know what's different about her. Why is Yoli so gung-ho about marrying her? And this is the concern that Mal had with Yoli. And Yoli, as I said, has pushed all in with Xander. Like, don't know Xander at all. I mean, you've only spoken to her for a week and you're going to live with her for 3 weeks. But she's literally throwing her all into Xander and already naming differences between Mal and Xander and how she is with Xander. So, basically, she says that she's feeling scared of losing Mal and falling for somebody else. I don't know how it is for you, but somebody please tell me how quick is it to like catch feelings and fall in love with someone? Can you do that within a day of speaking to them? Can you do that within a week? Can you do that within 3 weeks? If you like have any stories in terms of people literally falling in love with a person like that, I would like to know. I seriously like to know, because me myself, I would say I'm a little of a slow burner when it comes to like telling people that I love them or literally showing feelings of love, but then tell a lie. Because with my partner, we literally said we loved each other within a freaking week, to be fair. Yeah. So yeah, I better take that back, hadn't I? But no, let me know your feelings. Let me know your thoughts. But as I said, I told you this show is going to open these people up to a lot of things, to a lot of emotions, to a lot of feelings, to a lot of needs and wants. And I honestly don't know how some of their actual relationships with the people that they came in to the experiment with is going to survive at the end of these 3 weeks. But as I said, we will continue to find out, because I believe that some of these people are playing with fire in some way or another. In some way or another. But as I always say, that's the end for me and my little renegades. But I'd like you to subscribe. I'd like you to hit the notification buttons. And as I said, comment, make your comments. I don't mind. I like to interact with you all, to be fair.